And back in 2019, the New York Jets selected the man on the stage next to us, inside linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a raucous round of applause for Blake Cashman, fifth rounder, Jets 2019, who played his first season back in his native Minnesota after coming here from Houston by way of the Jets. You just love playing here, don't you? I mean, the state, the building, the whole thing, right?
Absolutely. I feel like this is where I belong.
I was going to ask, and just kind of piggyback off of that, is that, you know, I don't know if a lot of people know this. I don't want to out you right now, but you didn't necessarily grow up a Vikings fan. But you grew up here. You know what the culture is about. You know what it is to be a fan of this team. You know this team a lot more just on the outside looking in. Now that you're in it and you've been in it, you're part of the culture here with the Minnesota Vikings. Like, how is the perception and the reality mash up, and how does it match up in this 1 year that you've been around?
I had a lot of insight on the Minnesota Vikings as an organization, their culture, just because when I was coming out of college, training for the NFL Combine, I was working with guys like Adam Thielen, C.J. Ham, Brian O'Neill as well. So they always had just positive things to say, talked about how great it was, and just from the outside looking in, it was just a very player-friendly building, and it was a place you wanted to play. And now that I've been here, I've noticed when guys show up that are new playing for the Vikings for the first time, they never want to leave. And that just tells you everything you need to know about this team and the culture, and you know how much of it is just it's a family.
Hey, Blake, we only have a couple of minutes here, but I definitely want to ask you about this because Harrison Smith is heading into his 14th season, okay? Blake was a sophomore at Eden Prairie High School when Harry the Hitman was drafted here. What do you appreciate about Harrison and his career?
Well, he's a great locker room guy, leader, and you know he's the smartest guy on our football team. And to have him behind me in the defense and be able to, you know, hear what he has to say, his thoughts, how he's reading the game. He just shares so much information that's valuable that helps guys like me and everybody else on the defense and just the team as a whole play faster and play better.
2 minutes, Pete.
You got more snaps last year than you have in your entire career. How are you feeling, number one? And number two, how's that going to change your approach to this season, being such a 98, 99% on the field guy when you're active?
I mean, I feel great now. You know, that's what the off season's for. You know, the season's long, so it does take, you know, a good month for your body, I feel like, to fully recover. But, you know, we got so many great resources in the Vikings building, this sports performance, the training staff that, you know, they keep us afloat and keep us ready to go every Sunday. And, you know, that's what I plan to do is lean on them and obviously do what my routine is that I've been doing over the last few years that has worked, and just kind of meshing those two programs together and, you know, just keep being consistent.
We're going to break here momentarily with the Minnesota Wild coming up shortly, game 3 of that playoff series against Las Vegas. So in closing here, Harrison Phillips, you played with him. Now you got Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave in front of you. We got about 20 seconds, and I know we're far from the season, but that's pretty cool, isn't it?
I was ecstatic to see that we signed those guys. They're going to be a great addition to this team, make our team better. And for a linebacker, that just means one thing. When you got some monsters up front, is you're going to eat. You're going to eat on Sunday.
Eden Prairie High School, University of Minnesota, and now a Minnesota Viking. Ladies and gentlemen, Blake Cashman.
Thank you.